Rebecca Hellmuth makes the trip up from St. George to join us tonight, where she's an agronomy agent in Dorchester and Berkeley. And obviously, we're going to talk about peanuts. And is this a big crop for our South Carolina growers?
Yes, definitely. The four biggest crops are corn, cotton, peanuts, and soybeans, and so this is one of the ones that I deal with the most.
And you say there are two varieties that are most commonly grown here, and what are they?
Right. The larger ones here are the Virginia type, and then the smaller ones are the runner type.
Okay, and are they used for different purposes?
Yeah, the Virginia peanuts are the ballpark salted peanuts that would stay in the shell.
Oh, because they're bigger and you can open them easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the runner peanuts are used for peanut butter, candies, salted peanuts that you would buy out of the shell.
A place for both of them, because we need both of those, don't we?
Definitely.
And what are some of the varieties that we grow?
The most common for the Virginia are Baileys, Suggs, and Champs, and those have differing maturity dates.
Oh, so a farmer can decide what fits into his schedule the
Yes,
best.
definitely.
Cool.
And then for the runners, we have Georgia 06s and Florida 07. Those are the most common in South Carolina.
Oh, goodness, that sounds like some kind of research name.
Yeah. The land-grant universities actually do the most research for peanut breeding, and so they develop the new breeds that come out. And we, in South Carolina, we have the peanut checkoff, and so for each ton that the grower sells, a percentage of their sales goes back into research and advertising.
Okay, so they can work on peanuts that have disease resistance and things like that, because there's, just as we were talking about the pecans,
Yes,
you can't
definitely.
just have one variety forever, can
Yes, so in South Carolina we have problems with early and late leaf spot and tomato spotted wilt virus.
Oh,
and,
la, la, la,
yeah.
la, 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 la. Well, the peanut is a fascinating plant, and you've got a whole plant here. And tell us a little bit about how it's put together and what happens when it grows.
Right, well the vine is very large. It grows about this wide, maybe. And then this plant is mature, but it would have a flower earlier in the season, and then once that is fertilized, it comes down and makes a peg, which is
just that strand, that
Yep, it's like a
string?
connector down to the nut, and then the nuts develop underground.
So they don't grow on the roots of the plant, they grow on
No, they
flowers
don't.
that go down and touch the soil.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yep.
And you call, what do you call that string?
The peg.
The peg, okay.
We'll say they're pegging.
They're pegging.
Yeah.
So your peanuts peg, how about that? If you're lucky, they will. But then you said the roots of a peanut have their own special properties also.
They do. So the peanut is a legume, just like cowpeas and other
and
plants
what does
like that.
That means
that means that they can fix nitrogen out of the air, so you don't have to fertilize them with nitrogen fertilizer.
Okay.
And we can see the little nodules on the roots.
Okay, so those little rough spots, little tiny bumps and all, that's like the colony of bacteria that's working with the peanut itself.
Yes.
Isn't that fascinating? Well, I can tell when my tomatoes need to be picked, and sometimes I get my cucumbers before they get too big, but how do you know when to pick your peanuts?
Well, what we do is I'll go out into the field and pick a couple of the vines, pull them up, and then we pick the nuts off that look like this tan color.
All the nuts off that vine, okay.
Yep, and so we'll have something that looks kind of like this.
So this is what they look like, just
Straight off the
out
plant.
the peel, okay.
And then I'll pressure wash those to take the outer layer of the hull off.
Whoa.
It makes kind of a variety of colors like this.
So this is so under this brown skin is another layer of color. Another layer of skin.
Yep.
And it could be this varied. But what do the different colors in here represent, Rebecca?
The lighter colors are less mature, and then as they get more mature, they're the darker colors, and they can be very black.
Okay. Now, why is it important to know when to dig?
So if it's too late and there's too many mature nuts, then the peg will actually deteriorate. And so then when we dig them, those nuts will be left in the soil.
Oh, they don't get
You don't
pulled
want that.
up. Oh,
right.
so you lose a lot of your crop.
Yes.
So what do we look for? What kind of
So after I have the pressure wash
proportions?
mixed like this, I would divide it out by color. So we have white, orange, brown, and then a couple of the blacks.
Yes.
And then if this were a grower, I would count all of these and calculate the percentages
You have
for
to do
each
the
group.
percentage? Oh,
Yes.
I'm glad I'm not an agronomy agent.
It takes a long time to count them out while they're watching you too. And so what we look for Virginia peanuts is 30% white and about 70% of the other colors.
So does this look about like that kind of distribution?
Yep, these will be about ready to dig.
Cool. Now, I think you got some pictures of how they actually
do,
get them out of the field. I mean, out of the ground.
Yep, I have a couple pictures of the tractor that they dig them with. Those are being shown. They actually flip the vines over, and then the peanuts are up in the air, and those take about 3 to 4 days to dry out.
They want them to dry out a little bit.
Yep, and then they come back in and combine them, and that's it.
So the green tops and all that organic matter's left, and they just walk off with the peanuts.
Yep.
And then you said some of our farmers now have like a GPS system, and because when I look at the peanut fields when I ride to work,
you can't even tell where the rows are.
Yeah.
Right.
So how does
the
that
vines
help
get
us
so
too?
big, and it's very difficult to see where the rows are, and the digging is the most important part of growing peanuts. And so if they use GPS to plant the nuts, then they can go back and line up exactly where they were so that they have the best yield.
That is really something. Well, Tony Melton told us before the show that they used to have to scrape them with a knife, and that it was just interminable. And so I think now, I think all of you agronomy agents have this system.
Yes,
and y'all
much
have been
faster.
trained, and y'all can really make a difference to our farmers in helping them make the best they can out of all the work they've put in their peanut crop. Well, I'm real proud that you are taking that research knowledge to the field and to the growers, and I want you to come back and share some tips with us when you learn about another fun crop too.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
If you need more information about commercial peanut production, we have this Peanut Moneymaker Production Guide, and this is available online at clemson.edu/extension/row crops/peanuts.